Hey, good evening, everyone. This is Lowman02. We're starting off with another cube draft here. Let's take a look at the pack. We're not taking Seal of Fire. So, what do we think? In the dark, I think the strongest cards are Ancient Tomb, Reanimate, and Preordain. So, what do I think? Here's what I think we do. I don't want to go well. We were actually Reanimated last night. I think in the dark, Ancient Tomb's the strongest, but I don't know. Life tends to matter in this one. It's you can't combo out real fast. I think Preordain's gonna be the first pick because this deck or this pack doesn't have a lot of blue cards in it. We may wheel so. I think what we'll get is we'll either get Reanimate back or like Banishing Light or maybe a green card like Rampant Growth. I don't know. We're gonna try the Preordain though. It leaves us the most open. There's not good mana fixing in the pack. Here, well, Elspeth is definitely the strongest card. Entomb is very interesting, though. Are we going Reanimator again? We may be. I don't know, though. Elspeth is just so strong. Elspeth's stronger than Tamiyo by far. Tireless Tracker is very cool. The lands are always good. Entomb is so speculative. It's just so powerful in that deck. I think we go with the Elspeth here, guys. I think it's just the strongest card in the pack. And notably, there was a strong control card in the previous pack that may wheel. Well, Collective Brutality would have gone. Findorn Elves is late. That's late. You know what I want to try to do? I want to try to do blue-white control. This is very speculative. I don't think Sphinx's Revelation is the most... I think in a vacuum, the most powerful card in and of itself is probably Findorn Elves. Followed... I'm kind of on Primeval Titan right now. I kind of am a fan of the card right now. I've had good success with it. Fiery Confluence is also very powerful. I think we go with Sphinx's Rev, though. Fiery Confluence is also notable. I think we go with this. Okay. So, of note, I think it's going to be very difficult for us to pick up good blue cards. Just from what I'm seeing right now, Threads of Disloyalty is not the kind of blue we want. Declaration in Stone is interesting because it gives us out to just going randomly into Death and Tax, because I think that card kind of fits in both these decks. It's unconditional removal, though. Tassiker is also pretty cool, but I don't have fixing yet. It is definitely like it could be an Esper Pie deck, or Esper Pie card. A lot of burn. Well, Roast is not really good burn. Brimstone's okay. Necromancy, another Reanimator card. Reanimator's definitely open. I'm going to pick up the deck in Stone, though. Okay, so no white to be seen in this pack. You know what I'm thinking is maybe Needle Spires. Fire Ice is interesting as well. But I think I'm going to need the fixing more. And maybe we go Jeskai color theme. Well, let's think here. What do we wheel out of this pack? Is Remove Soul? Remove Soul is like not a very good counter spell in my opinion. I'm not very high on that card. Maybe it's the pick though. Let's try cutting it. I don't think it's much of a signal. Yeah, I don't know I'm red yet, but Needle Spire's not the kind of dual land I want either. I'll take the Remove Soul. I'm not high on it though. We may be jumping into something not good. Alright, well. I think Wall of Omens is the card for what we've got going on. We may jump out of this relatively fast next pack. Okay, Land Tax, Wandering Fumarole. Land Tax is kind of interesting. I think red is going late right now. Green is shockingly open. Green Sun Zenith is a sign I should definitely take right now. But I think we're like 1 to 2 packs beyond that at this point. I think we're going to pick up the tax and leave open our options to being like White Weenie. For the same... I don't like Stratus Dancer in this cube. I'm going to pick up Windbrisk Heights. I'm not an attacking deck, but I think we're going to end up having to go Death and Taxes. Revel Arc's also a consideration of that, but it's really slow. Okay, yeah. We're going Death and Taxes, guys. Unfortunately. I think that's where what the cards are telling us right now. Green was really open, though. Green would have been nice. Hopefully we can pick up some aggro creatures here. I see Porcelain Legionnaire and Kami. In this pack right here, trying to remember if there were notable white cards in it. I'm going to pick up this, and maybe we can get some random fixing for it. It's good. I mean, obviously it's a non-bow with Elsbeth and Armageddon if we ever get the Geddon. We're kind of changing tracks here. This may be a train wreck of a draft. We'll see. If we start missing on white 1-drops, alright, we're not. Inferno Titan should not go that late. God, that's not a sign because like Inferno Titan's in a weird spot. But I guess we pick up this, just in case we want it. We'll pick up the lands, put someone more firmly in green. Green is very, very open, though. And hopefully we didn't miss the boat on this deck. We'll see. I mean, if we last pick... I wasn't really looking at these kind of cards. The first time around, I probably should have been. And what I mean by these cards, I mean aggressive white cards. I haven't had good success with this deck in general. Death and Taxes, that is. Well, we can never beat Pyroclasm. We'll let the red deck wins player have that card. It's more of a signal. Eldritch Evolution. Well, maybe they don't have enough creatures in their deck. We definitely just drafted a green-blue, pretty much mono Planeswalker deck. I mean, it wasn't mono, but... Alright, the card for us... I'm half tempted to take Rishport and try to wheel either a Johnny or the Flicker Wisp. Flicker Wisp is a powerful card, though. I like it more than a Johnny here. I need the creatures more than I need the Planeswalker, because that Planeswalker in and of itself does nothing. We're going to pick up the Wisp and hope to wheel the Johnny. The Rishport may have been right there, though. Rishport's a powerful card. Raise the Alarm is terrible. Well, we already have red-white fixing. Is red going late? Sort of. What are good Boros cards in this cube? We already passed the Lightning Helix. I think Sacred Foundry is too speculative, and I think red-white is more of a beatdown deck. I kind of want to have more taxing effects, so I can play a little more, like... I have a little more game against, like, control. We're going to pick up Oust here. It's good against the green decks. It's good against, like, Mana Dorks. Like, when they draw a Llanowar Elves turn 3, it's terrible. Easy Selfless Spirit here. Although Stirring Wildwood is an option in this pack because we do have the Gaddock. We're going to pick up Selfless Spirit, though. I think now... I mean, if we start seeing cards like Thalia is a sign. Like, Thalia is a sign. We missed the Ajani. So someone else is either in white or they just picked it because they think the card's good. We missed the first Ajani, the 4-mana Ajani, which I think is a much better Ajani in this deck. Well, it's more of a beat. I guess they're both beatdown cards. We're glad to have Elspeth. Elspeth is strong. I mean, Gideon would be good. Like, we really want the 1-drops, though. Honor of the Peer. Meh. God, Recurring Nightmare is such an awesome card. So is Control Magic. What do we think? Just Banisher, Wheel. What is a higher probability? Honor of the Peer or Banisher? Probably Honor of the Peer. And again, I want the creatures before I want those kind of effects. Alright, so I think this deck is open. We're going to pick up Mother. I mean, there would have had to have been like a Kithy. Well, I could see someone picking a Kithion before Mother of Runes. I could see someone picking a Thalia before Mother of Runes. Okay, well, this is probably the actual first real card we're going to pick up, which is Mishra's Factory. The only other white card is anti what we're doing. So Mishra's Factory is good. I tend to find these are good. I mean, it's extra wrath-proofing along with the Selfless Spirit, because, I mean, those kind of cards beat us. You know, this isn't a terrible start to a Death and Taxes deck. I mean... Alright, Mana Tithe is not a 1-drop we want. Maybe we could take the Godless Shrine to randomly mise, like, the Tide Hollow Sculler, or, like, I don't even know if Sin Collector's in this. I don't think the white-black discard, like, Castigate's in this. I think Boros Reckoner's the pick. The Mana Tithe has the likelihood of wheeling too. So this is the first kind of like tougher one, because like Phyrexian Revoker is like randomly good against Planeswalkers, which I think this deck tends to languish against. But Wasteland is also very strong in some matchups. It tends to just get some folks. So I'm at 9 creatures. We don't have the Honor of Peer effect, which means that Phyrexian Revoker is still just a fine, decent, aggressive creature, and it can just shut some things off. There's how many in this pack? Yeah, we're not wheeling one. Alright, we'll pick up this. Oh, Rishadenport. What else is in this pack, though? This may have been the pack with the Banisher. Oh, I picked up the Banisher. The Honor of the Peer? Maybe. We're going to pick this up, though. It's good in this deck. So we passed the Wasteland, which I'm happy we did now because we got the Rishadenport, which is a very similar effect. Alright, someone else is on white. They picked up Honor of the Peer. Which is odd to me because I mean, maybe there's 2 of these decks in the same cube, but I don't know. That seems kind of loose. What is the best card here? Probably the land. The land or Seagate Oracle are probably the best. We'll take the land. And actually, this isn't a terrible pickup. It comes into play tapped, though. We'll take this. I mean, we're going to put it in for now. This is a board card, not even a strong one. This is not going to get in there either. That's too much mana for a deck like this. I mean, we'd play like a Council's Judgment. We may even play like an O-Ring if that's like all if we needed more removal. We've got 2 pieces right now. They're not the best. But I tend to find like Declaration Stone is kind of acceptable in decks like this because if they're tapping down to draw cards and you're just beating the crap out of them, it tends to be okay for you. Yeah, what would it take to make us play Gaddock Teeg? It only stops our own Elspeth. Pick up the Terminus. You never want to see that. It's odd that's. I mean, maybe it's not odd that's going that late. There's a decent amount of Wraths in this cube. You have Supreme Verdict, Day of Judgment, Actual Factual Wog, Damnation, Toxic Deluge, Crux of Fate. Okay, so this one, no good real white cards for this deck in it. Bone Splitter's fine. I want more 1-drops to go along with that though. So we're in pack 3 with 15 playables on White Weenie. I don't know if this is the place to be, guys. We may be in trouble here. We may be getting creative. We may be doing what our opponent did the other day and playing like a... Well, this will at least make our Gaddock playable. None of these other cards are playable in this style of deck. These are all like control cards. We're missing pretty hard. Okay, Student of War, get in there. You're a junker, but... Well, you're not junky. He's actually a good card. I like this card in this style of deck. But it's not the best. Luxodon Warhammer is a joke. Things like 6 mana worth of... It's just 6 mana, or 6 mana that you could be producing actual threats with. Just to lock it up, and it just gets Doombladed or something. It's just like too expensive. Bone Splitter, I think, is where it's at. Like the only equipment I actually like in this whole... I mean, I don't know if Grafted Wargear is still in here. Grafted Wargear would be good in this deck. Bone Splitter's good, though. For this style of deck. In general, I don't know. It's good for aggro. Okay, well, we're hitting now at least. We wouldn't mind wheeling the Scrap Heap Scrounger, but I'm not going to... I think someone else is on white, and I'm not going to risk not wheeling this thing, because we need 1-drops very badly for this deck. It'd be cool if we could pick up a fetch, because I don't really want to play the Stirring Wildwood, but it would take a fetch, like a white or green fetch, like a Verdant Catacombs, anything the white or green, even like a Misty would work here to fix for green. And I'd probably run Gaddock at that point. I don't think Aether Vial's in the cube, and even if it was, I don't know if I'd run it. I mean, it's just so bad if you don't get it in your initial draw. And it's kind of like Tax that way, which, like, I mean, you know, I value Tax in, like, 100 card. I play a lot of 100 card Singleton. And, you know, maybe, and because of the fact that you have a higher probability of drawing it in your initial opening 7 than you do in the first, like, 5 to 6 turns, which is, like, where the deck generally fishes. Or just not seeing it whatsoever. Yeah, so I'm at 22 with 5 lands. I don't know, guys. It's feeling kind of fishy. We may be playing some suboptimals. Well, the Savannah gets in here, but I need more playables right now. Debating the Sun Titan. That's so... Well... Alright, yeah, we're picking this up. We may just miss horrendously, guys. Pick up the miscalculation because it cycles. We're going to randomly pick up a Yosai. That's so bad, though. Alright, this card is playable in our deck. Barely, but it's just too expensive. Silverblade? Alright. Do we get there? No, we're still short. Unless we're going to play like a 25 land deck or whatever. So what are we short right now? We're 24. We're 19. We want 4 more playables. That's looking kind of dicey. Yosai and Linvala may be getting in there, and we're probably not winning if that's the case. This may be a train wreck, guys. We'll see. You know, we could randomly just play a Day of Judgment, you know. On some boards it may be good. Yeah, I mean, I guess it's the only card we can play here, so we'll board it. Like I said, this is probably a train wreck. Well, we can play this. Maybe. This is going to be a weird deck, guys. This is going to be like that. Well, you didn't see our draft for the big red deck. I mean, I guess Luxodon Warhammer, even though I was just ragging on this card because I can play it. I mean, it's better than Day of Judgment, I guess. What's Linvala do? Linvala is like one of the worst cards in the cube. I know that. It's like a board card, top. But it's like a 6-mana board card, which like a 6-mana Silver Bullet is not what you want to be. That's not a Silver Bullet. That's like a I'm already dead card. What do we think here? I mean, the most powerful card is probably Kolaghan's Command. In the dark, though, like in cube, I think Siege Gang's probably better. It's just, it does a lot. Manic Vandal is actually a decent pick in the Vintage Cube. Take careful consideration. No one wants that poor thing. Yeah, we'll let the Counterspell deck have their Counterspells. I actually want someone to play Counterspells against me, even though I'm not going to see these opponents. Why is that going so late? Alright, so we need 3 more playables. Well, I don't know, guys. It's feeling pretty fishy. Well, Yosai, you are a relic. This is a train wreck. Just so you're tracking, like, we did not draft well this. Well, you know, going back, so let's review this draft. What we probably should have done, even though I think we were like 1 to 2 packs late, is probably jumped into green. Because I think we saw an elf like 3rd or 4th pick, which tends to be a decent sign. We didn't listen to our, well, we kind of knew it, but we kept on trying to kind of, what we wanted to do is we wanted to be more of like a, we wanted to be more of a controlling deck. That did not come about. Let me think here. Can we play Stirring Wildwood as like an extra land? I don't want too many non-basics in a land tax deck, though. Now, this is not going to be a good White Weenie deck, guys. Let's add our basics and see where we stand. Yeah, that's not getting in there. Alright, we're at 18. Can we play 18? You know, this is like eschewing everything I know about draft. I mean, what can we do, though? Well, Gaddock turns off. Gaddock turns off our Planeswalker. That said, we can still cast this thing, can't we? We should have mana production. It's 4 mana to get one thing. But does it get... It gets Planeswalkers, right? Why couldn't this been like a Parallax Wave? That would have been so much better. I think we go with Linvala, though. I mean, we can cast the Quarantine Field under the Gaddock Teague. Then we go with the Linvala. It's just a big, dumb white card. It's a 5/5. I don't know. Well, wait. No, we're at 40. On 18 lands, though. Maybe this deck with the land tax wants 18. That's an awful lot of land. I mean, we do have like a 6 and a 7. No, it can't be right. Yeah, sadly enough, I think this is the deck. So, the board plan of Day of Judgment. Oh, Wall of Omens really isn't playable either, is it? This deck's all over the place. I mean, I guess Wall of Omens at least cycles itself. Wall of Omens Bone Splitter. Alright, well, here's what we do. I don't think Wall of Omens can be in this deck. I just don't. They would put in the quarantine field, treat it as a 4. They can get a Planeswalker randomly. It's just not efficient. Yeah, I think... So we have 1 piece of red fixing. We could have had 2 with the Needle Spires. I think this is what we go with, guys. It's not great. It's not great at all. We do have 16 creatures, though. So I guess the Windbrisk is on. Meh. If this thing dies, what, it taps down, what, 5 things? We'll see. Maybe we'll revalidate Yosai's worth. I don't think so. I think the card is aged. Alright, let's save it and probably go take our beating. Take our beating like a champ, because I don't think this deck is going anywhere, guys. Sometimes train wrecks happen. We probably could have drafted better, though. Well, we're on the play with attacks. That's at least a start. We have an Elspeth, too. And a Student of Warfare. So what we may see is the opponent may try to play around this tax, which would be pretty cool. They may not, though, too. Alright, he's not going to. He's on UR Burn, more than likely, which means we're probably going to lose. That's like one of the better decks in the cube. If he has a good version of it, then, well, I mean, good for him. Or her. Preeminent Captain. We'll probably see this thing get burned. That's fine. It'll get big pretty quick. He may wait until we pump it. Oh, yeah. We got a discard. It's fine. Okay, that's interesting to me. Maybe it's not UR Burn. Maybe it's like a Grixis or something. Okay, he's going to kill our creature. That's cool. We're going to keep on fleecing lands out because we don't want to draw them. Rashad Port is kind of interesting. I wonder what happens if we just start Rashad porting the City of Brass. Is that the route we want to go? Takes 2 mana to do it, which means next turn we won't be able to cast a Silverblade. I think we just put Silverblade out there. And it means we discard less lands, and because we have like some mana-intensive cards like Angel of Serenity and Yosai, Linvala, which is a joke of a card main deck, but we do have some mana-intensive cards, so I mean we don't want to pitch more lands than we have to. Alright, he's passing. Opponent is stuck on lands. Speaking of big mana cards, okay, well, you know what we're going to do? We're not going to cast Elspeth into obvious open mana. We'll attack him, see if he kills it, and then on his upkeep, if he doesn't cast something here, maybe he will. Maybe he's got like a Thirst for Knowledge. We'll start plinking him with the City of Brass. It's fine. Nothing, huh? Well, we got to keep on playing him out. And the reason being is that our curve is just too high. So that's one Nambo with tax. This is the weirdest tax deck ever. We've like drawn all the cards that punish us for drafting badly. I mean, obviously, like the best draws are like Kytheons and stuff like that. Okay, we're losing our Silverblade. That's cool. So, interestingly enough, next turn, because he tapped there to kill this thing, we can tap his island down, take him off any counter magic, and then cast Elspeth. What we'll likely do is this, though. So, alright, cool. We'll do it on main 1. He's going to tap it for blue, probably. No, he's not. Okay. If he has Daze, he gets us. He may have it. This should present a bigger problem. He may be able to burn it off or something like that. He's got to commit to the board, though. And then, well, Linvala is terrible here. Yosai's not bad, though. I mean, Yosai's a 5/5 flyer. That's cool. Tap land, cool. Not a lot of mana, though. Makes you like an Inferno Titan, but like Yosai pairs off pretty well against Inferno Titan. It's not bad. Okay, maybe he's got a Planeswalker of his own, or like the pro White Dragon would just be a beating. Okay, Rakdos return. I am actually fine with that. I don't need all this mana. I have what, 5, 6? Okay, we'll discard these. We'll discard all lands. That's really bad against land tax. Actually, it's kind of funny. Maybe we play this out now. Oh, he wanted to damage her. That's right. He probably has like we'll play another 1/1 out. We're gonna play this silly thing out because it's like impossible to kill. He like Tameo it. He'll probably bolt our Elspeth next turn. So we're obviously right about Grixis colors. May just see like a Nicol Bolas here. Is he on 8? No, he's in 7. Or like an Ugin. Ugin would probably be the best against Yosai. I mean, both would be good here. I'm like harkening back to yesterday's like D-strap. All right, Inferno Titan. We kind of guessed right on that. That's cool though. He's gonna kill the Elspeth. Alrighty. Oh, we get to tax. Cool. Do we have any more lands left? Yeah, we have 2 left. Cool. We'll take them. Kytheon seems pretty bad. Although, he can, like, infinitely block. I think this is relevant. We'll send all this in. Okay, yeah, we're just going to leave. We're going to force him to answer Yosai first. And if he wants to burn a bunch of mana, he can, like, bolts and... Is he going to attack here? All right, we don't want to talk bad about players on live. I don't know what I don't know who he's talking about. Well, I kind of do, but I don't know the backstory to all that. Sounds like someone was kind of being shady about stuff. All right. We will block. Alright, so he's going to have to be able to control magic the Yosai or something. I don't know. And then, alright, that's cool. He's like the Mono Titan deck. It's pretty cool. I don't think he gets out of this. He's going to kill the Banisher Priest. That's fine, but he has to lock down 2 of my targets, or control magic 1. Okay, that's fine. But he has to lock down the Rish port. Okay, yep. And he has to control magic the Yosai. He's at 1 life. He can give us a good beating here. Does he kill the Yosai? Maybe. I can't target the Frost Titan. Okay. Oh, because the damage, he exiles it. Okay. Well, we may lose here randomly. Or if we get removal, we can... No, I don't want to use that. Well, we're 1 short. He has more creatures. This puts an additional blocker in play. He just kills us next turn, though, doesn't he? Okay, so I think what the line is actually this. Does that work, though? We may just be dead. So, Leonin Relic Hoarder, Selfless Spirit. He'll have to tap down one of them. But he does 3 damage to both. And then pumps Titan to kill us. We're at higher life total. This makes a 3/3, right? But he'll tap that down and kill us. Alright, so I think we're dead here. We needed 1 more land. And maybe we shouldn't have sacked lands as long as we did. But we're dead here. And go figure, this deck is not good. So, we die. A horrible death. I mean, 2 Titans is strong. Those are very strong cards. What's our board plan? The Day of Judgment board plan? Probably not. Draw better? Just draw lucky? Yeah, let's do that. Sadly enough, this deck is, I don't think can get better from the board. Alright, run it back. Hope to get the aggro draw. I mean, Gaddock Teague may be randomly good against this. We didn't see him really cast a lot of spells. Oust is nice, though. Alright, so we have a Selfless Spirit turn 2, Oust turn 1. Eventually Elspeth, so this hand's strong. It's just going to have burn, though. I mean, he'll just burn off the Selfless Spirit. Elspeth, if it resolves, is good, though. I mean, the sad thing is we drew every land out of our deck, and our deck still couldn't beat his. Well, Selfless Spirit's a start. It's good against burn. Alright, there's the Gaddock, with no fixing in hand, so... But at least we'll be able to get the 1 card that it disallows us from casting down before we cast the Gaddock. Hoping he casts a Goblin Rabble Master here. That'd be fine. I'd be fine with... Well, if he does that, I hope I draw Savannah or the Temple Garden. Yeah, you're not drawing cards. Actually, this targeted me too, so yeah, it's probably still going to draw cards. Which is cool. Luckily, he's tapped out, though. Alright, Mishra's Factory. Don't have a daze. Yeah. White mid-range seems so bad, though. That's essentially what we are. We're not White Weenie, or we're not even Death and Taxes. We're definitely not either of those 2 decks. Cool. He's on 4. I think we'll go the path of the beat down here. Let's pump this thing. We gotta life him quick, I think. We gotta leave mana up to protect Kythian. Next turn we can get Kythian activated, though. I mean, he may remove one of the attackers. I don't think it matters how well I play this deck, though. I feel like it can't do all that much. Okie doke. He's going to take Elsbeth and pump this thing? Okay. Well, I guess we lose our Kythian, because we're not losing Elsbeth. Elsbeth's so much better than Kythian. They both going at Elsbeth? Yeah. Well, this is definitely where Oust is embarrassing. And we lose our Kythian. You know, to be honest, though, like, he spent 5 mana to get a 3/3 and remove a creature. I mean, that's... It's like a less efficient version of, and we're not ousting that thing. That's not a threat you oust. Inferno Titan's probably coming down next turn. Yosai is going to be our first play, though. He may just have Anger of the Gods randomly again, and then we'll just lose. Anger of the Gods is pretty good against Gaddock Teague. I mean, yeah, we got to get the damage in where we can. We'll probably pump Yosai next turn just to force him to remove it. He probably has Inferno Titan here, though. And he's going to remove... No, Tamiyo? Tamiyo's okay. Interesting. Very interesting. So... Okay, here's what we do. Oh, wait, no. That doesn't work. We'll play the... Oh! Actually, that does. Okay, so here's the play. We're going to pump our soldier and attack in with the Mishra's Factory. And we'll play Flicker Wisp on second main, blinking our Yosai. I think, if it's any consolation, if Yosai had been printed by today's standards, it would have... He made... Okay, I think Force of Will? If Yosai had been printed by today's standards, it would have been awesome if it was like a leaves the battlefield as opposed to dies. Because it's a lot easier to get rid of things nowadays. If this is Inferno Titan, we're probably going to lose. Okay, no it's not. That's also a card we don't want him to draw again in like 3 turns. Luckily we do have a lot of flyers. We can 8 him next turn. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. If you have an answer to the Yosai, like an ice, that would be bad. Well, we randomly do have 6 mana. If we get countered here, it's probably catastrophic. Yeah, we're going to get countered. Okay, miscalc. No. Alright, I don't think we attack here. I think, like, my biggest worry is Inferno Titan. I mean, I could be playing this too, if he has Inferno Titan. If he has Inferno Titan, he doesn't get our Thalia. I think, our Elspeth. I think our Elspeth is like, we gotta ride that thing home. Yosai is not going to get there. I'm kind of hoping he lands an Inferno Titan this turn, trying to pressure our Elspeth. He'll get some damage into it, but we'll be able to oust it. Alright, sweet. That's kind of what we expected was happening. He's going to burn off the soldier and do 2 damage to the Elspeth, my guess would be. And we'll oust that in a heartbeat. Hopefully he doesn't like random into the whatever that the other Titan's called. Okie doke. You can gain some life. We got to make a 1/1 to protect this thing. But we also need to start attacking. This is a 3-turn clock. I don't know. It's going to be close, guys. I mean, yeah, we played the quarantine field into obvious. I mean, we could have just run 1. Maybe we were greedy with it. Yeah, it's probably game. Well, landing the Gaddock would have been game there. Alright. How do we do this, guys? How do we do this? You can do 5, 1. That means he has to destroy target permanent. What is this? -9? Yeah, the Gaddock would have been awesome there. It's unfortunate. We could throw our Mishra's Factory in the way of the Zealous Conscripts. Seagate blocks the other one, and it's -2 or -3. -2, gain control of target creature. Are we just dead here? Well, wait, we deck and stone the Zealous Conscripts. How much of a value junkie is he? He has Inferno Titan next turn, too, though. Do we just life him? It'll be tapped when he gains control of it. And then we're knocking our top deck for what? What does it from here? Not really anything. Yeah, there's no Sunlance here. Well, Sunlance doesn't even hit people. Or doesn't hit players. Alright, well, I don't like it. Have your Inferno Titan back, bro. This is pretty miserable. Wow. I think we have to attack Nicol Bolas. We're losing this one, though, guys. We have to, because he'll just... If we don't do enough damage to this thing, he's still going to be able to take our Yosai next turn. So, what is the draw? If he takes the Yosai, the draw is definitely Angel of Serenity. It's the best we could draw. It's the best we could hope for if he takes that. But it's -2 to take that. So he'll lose his Nicol Bolas. He can destroy a permanent. Okay, he does. But that puts... Unless he has removal, if he has like the Terminate or something... If he has to Terminate, I mean, we're still losing. Because we're down land now. We can't cast Angel of Serenity. I mean, what we're forcing him to do is like make a choice between destroying the Mishra's Factory or taking the Yosai and losing the Nicol Bolas. And we're playing to is our out, which was Angel of Serenity getting back our Yosai after he had reduced or removed his Nicol Bolas, grabbing his Inferno Titan that he's going to play right now with it, as well as, I don't know, can we get it from graveyards too? If we can get from graveyards, probably... I don't know, Flicker Wisp, maybe to remove a blocker, so we can like get him down from 10. I don't know. It's all right. Well, we're gonna get yeah, okay. Gaddock Teak's going to the bin. He's gonna exile this thing somehow. I think he screwed up the tap job on that though, because I think he needs the Okay, he's got Flame Slash. Well, this stinks. Target player skips his or next untap step. Tap up to 5 target permanents player controls. Okay. Well, we're off Yosai. And evidently, we're out of this game. What does this thing pump to? +3, destroy target non-creature permanent. So that's still 2 turns. If I do 1 damage to it, down to 4. So it's 9. It's 2 turns either way. Okay, so to max. Preeminent Captain, I suppose. Well, hopefully we can still manage to go 2-1 with this Scrub League deck. Mother of Runes is hilarious. I mean, it's not going to do it here. He's untapping this next turn. We're dead. What are our outs? Linvala? Meh. Well, we can protect it at this point. He's alright, we're done. That's game. Alright, we'll concede it. There is nothing in our deck that wins from this position. Maybe we should have brought the Wrath of God in, but that still doesn't answer the Nicol Bolas. Alright, going to the next one. That was about kind of what we expected out of this deck, guys. Although I think even if we were on a decent build of White Weenie, that would have been a harder matchup. I mean, I think Nicol Bolas is a very suboptimal card to play in your deck. I mean, I Timmy'd around with it yesterday on our good Reanimator deck. But the card itself it's just too inefficient. I mean, what it does is powerful, obviously. It's ridiculous once it's in play. Alright, we're on the draw here. Hopefully we have land tax. Is this deck a draw deck or a play deck? It's probably a play deck. We don't have tax, and we don't have a keepable hand. Richport and Mishra's Factory are the only reason to make this a consideration. We mull this, though. Into a no-lander. Going well. We can't keep this. Alright, well, at least we're going to get cards back. This is pretty much the same hand we had with the first one. Because of the land tax, alright, yeah, we'll put that on top. That's cool. Because of the land tax, this is essentially the first hand we had, except we know we're going to get a creature at least that we can play within the first couple turns. Alright, we got black. Probably going to get him to Turact. If we do, hopefully he hits the 2 lands. He's going to play around it. Cool. Well, I'm cool with that. Go. I'm going to bet my curve is lower than his. If he takes it off, I can take it off too. I have less cards. He's going to discard before me. That's fine. I'll eventually probably draw a 1-drop too. I'm good with this dude. Is he going to lose his patience first? This is like standstill. Well, that is not a 1-drop. He's discarding next turn, though. If he wants to continue to play around it, I'll have him discard out. Or he's going to reanimate us. You know what I think I do? I think I still pass it, discard the Linvala, just to play around Exhume. So if he Exhumes this thing, I can Declaration and Stone it, and then have a Linvala in play in the same turn. This is a little techie, but I'm going to try it. And the funny thing, I don't know, Linvala triggers... My triggers will go on the stack first on his turn, so yeah, it won't make me a 3-3. It'll just be a 5-5. Cool! Thank you much. I will discard lands all day long. Gaddock Teague is interesting. I don't know if it's good here or not, but I'm going to play it out, just in case it is randomly great, because it may be. I mean, the Jace Varin's Prodigy UB deck seems probably spell-heavy. And we can always take care of Jace next turn. It's not going to flip unless he has, like, I don't know, Thought Scour? That's not in the cube. I don't know. There's not like really a flurry of spells I can think through. Like maybe fetch lands plus some like small spells. But if he had like Thought Seizes and like Ponders, I think he would have been casting them. All right, he's reanimating, which is cool. But like I said, if he Exhumes, we have the Linvala, which is kind of like why we did that. I kind of figured he's on Reanimator. So just a mere Battle Sphere go in there. I'm like, all right, on a blue land, you know, the supporting color is generally black. If I see a mere Battle Sphere, go in the graveyard. Okay. Well, I hate to blow our early removal. No, I don't. Not anymore. So for mana efficiency purposes, I think we play out the Oust on this. Although it is kind of a nice card on Fatbacks if he reanimates them. And then we'll play this thing out. And we'll discard 1 Plains. If he wants to counter it, that's fine too. If he has a counter. He probably does. Cool. Nope. That's fine by me. I'll discard 1 land, and I will attack in for 2. I mean, this turns off like Mystic Confluence, Force of Will, Damnation. Doesn't turn off Toxic Del, which may be in his deck. His deck definitely looks cooler than our own, by far. Hopefully we can outplay him, but I don't think we're going to outcard him. Although Careful Study is ick. I mean, Reanimator, this is more of a pure combo Reanimator as opposed to the control version. Oh, wait, maybe not. He's got red, too. What we got here? Cool. All right, well, we have one Savannah left in the deck, which we just drew. I think we do this, force him to use removal, but he's low on cards because of cards like Careful Study. I think he's just looking for a way to reanimate. And like I said, I'm fine if his reanimation target is Mere Battlesphere. It'll leave him with a bunch of 1/1s. Okay. I wish Containment Priest is in this cube. I think it's such a good card. I mean, it like kills Natural Order, Eldritch Evolution, Birthing Pod, which is like barely playable in the cube. It's just tough. It's tough to play. It's a play around card. It's a build around card. If you like first picked it, you could build around it. I think it's like it's like a recurring nightmare. Like Birthing Pod deck is probably out there, but it takes like those cards being in the first pack. All right, you're gonna get a bunch of 1/1s, bro. Or another curious option. Do I have lands left? I may have like one. Nope. Okay. No. We're going to leave the 1/1s in play. Alright, on 2 cards, what does he have left? And you know we played poorly there. We should have played the Windbrisk. Although, not that I think it's relevant. Because once it is relevant, like, my life total is not that relevant. I guess I don't have to lose life off this thing now. I mean, I could get, like, dazed. If I do, Alright, I'm not attacking. I'm fine. I'll play the Windburst next turn, see if we can saw us out. We may get okay, he's just drawing. We may see a kill spell, but probably draw. At least the Porcelain Legionnaire pairs off well against what he's got going on. And I'm at less creatures, so actually Linvala is live. Not for another 2 turns, because we have, like, random slow cards in this deck. Well, that's very, very bad for us. Yeah, no, we have no lands left. Well, I think we get the Flicker Wisp. And then we blink the Banisher, getting the Titan. Well, or we may just block the Titan in combat. If he has a kill spell for our Porcelain Legionnaire, it makes the play laughable, but yeah, the play here may just be attacking him with the Titan. I mean, he'll lose it. If he doesn't kill it. If he kills the Porcelain Legionnaire, we're just dead. We're just dead. Alright. What am I thinking here? He has some sort of spell that Gaddock Teeg is stopping. That's for sure, because he started to tap down like for like probably like a shot, something that could remove our crappy creatures. Huh. So what is it? Is it Chandra? I don't think the Earthquakes are in this. Maybe it's like Bonfire of the Damned randomly. Huh. He's going to give us some time, it looks like. Okay, what is he casting here? Oh, well, that's really weird. Why wouldn't he just win? This opponent is playing very weird. Like, he wins, for sure. Alright, yeah, you won. But why wouldn't you play that then just kill me? I'm dead to that thing. That's 10 damage. Yeah, that's easily dead. That's a weird play. I don't know if he's, like, trolling, or if he just, like... I don't know. That's weird. I don't get it. If he knew he was doing it, it's very rude. Day of Judgment? No. I mean, he can cast this stuff, too. Which stinks. Yeah, guys, I guess we run it back. We don't have a lot of depth here. You could do the Stirring Wildwood board plan. We don't have enough green sources to activate that thing, though. We don't have ways of fetching our green sources. If we did, we'd probably run the Wildwood. It's extra fixing for like the one random Teague. Which, I guess I was misspeaking. Quarantine Field, we definitely can't cast with Teague. I always forget Teague's X spells as well. I always think of the converted mana cost of those as being like whatever their actual requirements are. Well, this is as good as this deck gets. 1 drop, 2 drop, 3 drop. 2 3 drops. One of them like the Clunker Luxodon Warhammer. Alright, let's run it. We may scrub out 0-3 with this deck. This opponent had Electrolyze too, if I'm not mistaken. The cool thing is, what we may do is play the Hammer out next turn. He has Miscalc probably up now. Maybe we just attack and pass it back. With Indestructibility on our Kytheon. We'll see. He may just burn something here. I think he's hoping to snap a counter off, though. Yeah, we do this. We'll just beat down. Force him to be the active player here. I'm not going to play into your Miscalc, man. You have to cycle it if you want. Yeah, he's going to cycle a Miscalc probably. He's considering cycling a Miscalc. Oh, it stinks to have a deck that's terrible and know like exactly what our opponent's thinking through. You cycling it? Maybe he's not. Maybe he's going to try to burn something. Nope, he has the fire. That's definitely the right play there. We'll leave up the Indestructibility on Kytheon next turn. Unless he plays a Critter. If he plays a Critter, we're going to have to play into it and hit it with a Banish Creature, like a Jace or something. Electrolyze. Yeah, okay, Jace. If he had Fire, he must have Miscalc. So he's Miscalc, Fire was in hand, and he had Jace. Well, Miscalc is down. Does he have Electrolyze? If he does, he can't kill the Kytheon. He'll have to kill the Banisher because he'll want this thing more. Play this out. I think we got to do it. If he has Bolt, then he gets our Kytheon. This is why Luxodon Warhammer is terrible. It does nothing the turn it comes into play until you're on 6 mana. And this opponent's probably just going to miscalc it randomly. Because I think he has miscalc pretty definitively in hand. Because he thought through... Because he didn't burn us. If he didn't have miscalc in hand, he would have fired our 2 cards then. That's cool. So he's trying to set up a Reanimator turn. He probably has some clunkers in hand. We'll probably see like a Gravy Tea go to the graveyard. You know, honestly, if we can lock up a Luxodon Warhammer... So, we're at 4 mana now. Woodfall Primus. You blow up lands. We're going to get Reanimated on next turn. I can pretty much feel it. He has Miscalc. Maybe Exhume. Exhume would be cool because we'd get the Selfless Spirit back. Probably a Necromancy, though, so he can leave up his Miscalc. It's probably the turn he's setting up here. Would be my guess. No? Well, that's terrible. But it does allow us to play our Yosai out, which... Neither of those cards are great against Yosai. And if he reanimates the Mirror, my guess is he probably does Primus, though. Although, well, Primus is 2-turn clock. My guess is this. I don't know. Sphere is a beating. Sphere can actually beat through Yosai. It'll kill Yosai, but it can beat through and do just tons of damage. And it puts a lot of permanents on the board, which is a consideration because Yosai taps down 5, right? But actually, if he doesn't get rid of the Luxodon Warhammer and he doesn't have like random removal for our Yosai, we can actually randomly win next turn. He could minus it. My guess is he does minus here to get the careful consideration, but he could. Yeah, he minuses to probably get careful consideration. I don't know what he targeted, but I'm guessing we're going to see a careful consideration. Cool, we win. How does he get out of this? Wait, why is he doing this? I'm confused now, guys. This makes no sense. If he didn't have it here, what is he doing? He's dead. Unless he has, like, I think he played a land already this turn. No, he's in turn 6. He hasn't played a land. So if he plays, like, 1 mountain land and, like, 2 burn spells on the Yosai, that works. Or he could have ice. No, ice is already in the graveyard. Phantasmal Image, cool. Well, if your deck's not going to be good, you at least got to get lucky, right? You mean you don't want to tap the Warhammer down? We got to do that, though. Unfortunately. I guess we could, like, lock it up and attack through. But what I... Yeah. Pay infinite. We do at least have the mana up to get the Mirror Battlesphere with the Leonin. We'll have 2 Plains lands not tapped. Opponent has infinite cards in hand, though. Yeah, we're probably still not winning. Killing the Yosai does not seem good either. Well, he's looking for an answer to the Yosai. I mean, I don't know. I don't think I can cast the Leonin Relic Order with a Mirror Battlesphere as a reanimation target in the graveyard. He may like even reanimate like a Woodfall Primus just to kill the Luxodon Warhammer. I would be much happier, obviously, if he tried to get the Battlesphere back. It is a bigger beating. It kills a lot. Well, they actually both kill in 2 turns. Or do they? Yeah, they do. Okay. My guess is he found it. Let's see. That's fine. Alright, well, we're going to get beat down quite handily here. We do have an Elsbeth to actually plus beyond Jace range, so he may be thinking... He may Jace it, thinking that he can prevent it. Prevent us killing him. I don't think he can win this turn. Elsbeth can make that thing huge. If he Jaces it and blows up the Warhammer... If he Jaces it, it goes down to a 3-5. Back up to a 6-5. Play out the Hoarder to block. Yuck. Yeah, I don't think we're winning. Like, on 5 cards, it's a lot of cards. Our Elspeth, we still think he has a miscalc in hand. My guess is Woodfall. Banisher Priest? Okay. This will be interesting because, you know, unless he has a good counter, we're going to cast the Leonin Relic Order first. He's going to beat in here. That's odd. I think the Woodfall Primus is the right call there, but he may just have, like, you know, mono counter magic. So he takes 6 here. What's he use the Jace for? Oh, I haven't said it before, but this deck is so terrible. Alright, well, opponent doesn't play around counter magic, so... Or doesn't play with counter magic, evidently. Hmm. Hopefully he's out of gas. He didn't use his Jace last turn, I don't think. No, he didn't. He failed to use Jace, which is actually, I think, is a huge mistake here. Because he could have actually recast the spell out of his graveyard. Like, well, Reanimate he can't cast. Dark Ritual is weird in that deck to me. This is a style of Reanimator I don't per se like. Because, like, Woodfall Primus is just a stone uncastable in his deck. In the red mana, all I've seen out of him is for Bonfire. I don't think Faithless Looting's in the cube. I mean, if we lose here, we lose here. He's on 3, though. And he has to sack his Jace. I mean, what does he get out of the graveyard? Bonfire? Bonfire actually wins in the game here, I think. Yeah, it does. If he gets rid of his Jace. Hopefully he doesn't see it. Okay. Does he kill this turn? Yeah, he does. We're dead. It's too bad it's not a like Diabolic Servitude where yeah, he saw through it. I mean, obviously we didn't know he had collected Brutality in hand, which I don't know why I took that much thought. That's a pretty obvious play to me. Yeah, you don't need to do this, dude. I'll concede for you. Just attack. You got it. You got the win. Alright, well, it looks like we're on our hasty way to an 0-3 finish with this pile of a deck. So let's go to our last one. Hopefully we can, we may just jump back into a cube. This deck is so bad. It's so garbo. I'm not a fan of it. A part of me almost doesn't want to play the last match because I just know this deck stinks. Alright, fellow loser of cubes, where are you at? Let's see who can be tied for the worst deck. Actually, the first 2 decks were fine. I liked the way that Reanimator deck was built a little bit less. I mean, sometimes you got to take suboptimals, and I kind of like the more controlling route, but I mean, it may have not have been open. Yeah, so we're 0-2-0-2. I guess sometimes your luck's got to run out, though. And then again, going back, like, we kind of eschewed, like, some green signals that were open. And we may have been too late by the time we picked up on it. I don't know, though. Because by the time Pack 2 hit, it definitely... Someone had jumped into it. They had noticed it was open. You know, this hand's gas, at least. If we get 1 land, it just goes off. Alright, we're going to keep it. It's speculative, but I mean... This deck needs a lot to go right for it anyways, already. And, like, this hand is like a Death and Taxes start. If it hits 1 land, it is. I mean, given we're probably just going to hit, like, Linvala or, like, Angel of Serenity off the top next turn and just be embarrassed. Although if he plays, like, a turn 1... I don't think this opponent's not going to have Mana Elves, because Mana Elves generally go in good decks. And my guess is their deck is not good, or they just got extremely unlucky. I don't consider us unlucky. I consider us as having a bad deck. Okay. Well, he took fixing, at least. Land. Mise. I think we pump this thing. Force him to deal with it. Selfless Spirit will be our next play. Unless he, like, cast a random artifact. I can't think, like, Mind Stone's not in the cube. Okay, he's on mono slow mana. Well, this seems good. We're playing that out main 1. That'll inform our decision a bit. If he lightning bolts, maybe he had it and he was just like, darn it. Because the student of warfare, if he lightning bolts it or like lightning helixes it with that mana, oh wow, he's going deep. Yeah. This is a weird deck. Alright, he's on a bad deck too. I guess taking mana fixing did not pan out for him. Or he's just like all over. I don't think casting Phyrexian Ragers when like you're under pressure is the best. Well, let's go wheels up with this thing. It's going to be tough to get rid of it. You got to block it. I mean, unless you want to take 8, 10. You go down to 3. Be dead to almost anything. Be dead to the oust next turn. If he doesn't. Even if he does, he's actually dead to it. He's got to have something special here. Like something that makes an army in a can. Alright, he's not going to cast anything here. Interesting, interesting. Damnation? That's fine. That is the card we did not want off the top the first turn. If we did, we'd probably just lose. Okay, we'll play this. We have the Selfless Spirit to back it up. This is one short of lethal. We can't kill this turn. He blocked correctly last turn. Still going to take something special here. Our deck definitely looks like a lot more aggressive than it is right now. Day of Judgment. Cool. My creatures are indestructible. Maybe he has one more land and like a Path to Exile. That still doesn't win. Okay. Cool. I guess he's hoping that we misclicked or something. I promise, our deck is terrible, but we're not that terrible of a player, man. He probably just conceded there. And why is Angel of Serenity in this deck? It's so bad. I mean, we'd rather just have a Wall of Omens or a Day of Judgment. Not against this deck. I don't think. Alright, let's play it out. This is like a cripple fight. We both obviously have bad decks. I don't think that's Gisela card. I mean, the Gisela card is like okay in like a beatdown strategy. It's not the optimal 4. Your optimal 4s are Planeswalkers in that deck. I'm trying to think what the optimal 4s are in Death and Taxes. It's like Parallax Wave, Elsbeth, Gideon. We're going to run it back. This is actually a better keep. We'll keep it. I mean, he may have a Bolt or something. This actually has some like decent mid-range control as well with like the Quarantine Field. We'll have a turn 3 Boros Reckoner. His mana is great though for whatever he's doing. I mean, it's not the kind of land I would expect to see. I would have expected to see in my last round opponent's deck. Not per se a deck that runs Gisela of the Bright Blade or whatever that card's called. Okay. Can opponent beat? Alright, if he has like Pyroclasm or something, that stinks. We're just going to lose to that. If he has target removal, I feel like he can't help but remove the Mother of Runes. If he has Electrolyze, it's the worst. Stone worst. Alright. Banishing Light? What do you get? Alright, I think this player is newer to the game. That's going to be good. Mother of Runes is a bomb. Honestly, that may be the best card I have in the deck, maybe. I don't know. Well, yeah, no, probably not. But I mean, well, yeah, maybe in this deck. No, Elsbeth's better. I think Elsbeth is a little stronger than Mother of Runes. And our 1-drops easily is. This just blanks all his removal now, though, if he has any. Maybe he has no removal. Well, I mean, obviously he has Banishing Light. Cool. Protection from artifacts is not a thing with Mother of Runes. I don't think Tower of the Magister is in the cube. Can push through the Boros beats, the Boros Reckoner beats. He may block this just to get up on life. That's interesting. Yeah, I kind of like that, actually. So let's do this. We're going to play this out. We're not going to... The Solemn, he can get his card off of it. His deck is so all over the place. I think we tap down. Yes. We'll attack with the Boros Reckoner. I bet he blocks. I think the right play is to block here because... Well, I don't know. Boros Reckoner's a beating. It just gets him another card. He's on 3. He's on the same amount of cards we are, and we actually have a board. His land is everywhere. We're not going to pump the student this turn. We're going to leave up the Rishport and likely tap down the Lava Claw Reaches. Reason being, I mean, yeah, we have Mother of Runes that we could like force through damage on it, and like no one really wants to block a Boros Reckoner or attack into it. It's one of those kind of cards. It's kind of like Mana Barbs almost, but except it's good for you, better for you. Let me tap down the Lava Claw Reaches. That way we know we don't get blocked by it and have to use our Mother of Runes, playing into more removal. Given it would have to be like 1 to 2 mana removal, and really it could only block our Leon and Relic Hoarder to get the Banishing Light back. But it would have to be like 1 mana to 2 mana removal. 1 mana removal to kill a 3/3, because you have to pump once. And my guess is he's on probably a greater Trainwreck than we are. Yeah, we'll tap that. He could play as Gisela all day. I have the option of Quarantine Fielding, something ridiculous. I don't think you're going to get to that much, or you're going to get that low on cards. Unless you like randomly have like a Hermit Druid and like no other basics in your deck. I should have been paying more attention. I'd know if he'd played other basics last game. Well, that does stone nothing right now because we have tons more creatures and more life. Okay, we'll play this out. And we'll do this. If we draw a land, we can still leave Rishport open. So we'll pump to 3. I guess leave the first strike capability up. We're not attacking with Leon and a Relic Hoarder. Block that thing, that's cool. It is going to get him closer to 20. I think it's 20 cards left in the library. Still think we tap this down. Because, like I said, it can block, and that'll force us against some of our crappier creatures to may have like Day of Judgment. Day of Judgment is good here. Living a Death. Okay. Does he have to Banishing Light his own thing? Opponent controls, okay. Living Death is weird in that deck. It's just like a Wrath, I guess, essentially. He has more creatures than us, though, which is cool. So we'll just cast the Linvala and hope he doesn't have anything else going on. Land me. Let him answer that. Actually, no, he doesn't. That's a 5/5 still. Let's let him answer it, and we'll play the Yosai last. Leaving Quarantine Field to kind of get like a Planeswalker or like whatever random crap he's using. If he activates his Lava Claw, that thing can't kill us faster than we kill him. Sundering Titan? Alright, lose a swamp. We have a faster clock than you do. We're going to force him to commit more to the board. He's done 24 cards. We're fine with this. We have Quarantine Field to like randomly get him. We're going to tap that thing down just in case, like, I don't know, like Dark Ritual Seething Song, like Pump. Wrath. Nahiri, okay. Exile target creature that's tapped. That's not good. Alright, we'll play that post-combat. So, we can only get one thing. You know what? Let's do this. Wait, do we have to block next turn? So that's down to 9, 7. Lava Claw Reach is going to be a problem, though. Do we go for it? If we play the land, we can get 2 things, but that doesn't leave us with any gas. So this is down to 9. We can take the 7 down to 2, blocking Solemn. No, we'd have to block the Sundering Titan. That doesn't seem good here, but it lets us get into draws. We get like a Flicker Wisp or something and attack over the top. And we have a quarantine field for the follow-up, which is going to get our lands, but if we draw like an aggro card, we can play it underneath it. Huh. Yeah, we got to block the Sundering Titan. That's the only way we live. And actually, let's see. So that's 1, 2, 3. That's 3 mana to activate. Plus 4. So that's 6. Plus 2. 6 plus 2. 8. We're at 9. Down to 1. We may lose this. Alright, let's go for it. Let's see if he sees it. That's kind of what we got to do. I don't think we have ounce to this actually now. He is either drawn well or, I don't know, the plan worked. We have to block this under Titan. He may activate his Lava Claw, though, and put us to 1. We can tap it on the following turn. Possibly draw an aggro card. Well, wait, no, we don't have to. We don't have to because we can tap it down with Yosai, including his Sheldock Isle, his Mana Confluence, and his Glacial Fortress and his Swamp. Oh, wait, no, we have to get the Solemn, the Lava Claw, the Sundering Titan, Sheldock plus Mana Confluence is the play. What? Oh, okay, so this is a really weird deck. He's trying to ramp Nahiri. I don't think he sees the Lava Claw Reaches play, putting us to 1, because he can do it. It just denies a lot of plays on the following turn, and then we have the Quarantine Field to back that up. Hopefully we have an aggro threat, and we can play the Quarantine Field. Whoa. He didn't see that he could win. He had a win possible on that. He didn't need to concede there. That I actually don't think I was favored to win that if he played it well. May have been a newer player, though. And we're not really shining either. We just win a 1-2. So, what's the best thing to do when you go 1-2? Fire it back up. Oh, and only one player needed. Alright. The most powerful card, well, it's between Elvish Mystic, because there's not a lot of other good green cards. Sheldock Isle is interesting. And then Gideon. Sometimes Sheldock Isle just like randomly wheels. Gideon, it's not Kythian. I almost like kind of want to force like White Weenie just to like show that it can win, because like I have done abysmal. Well, I've had 2-2-1 finishes with it, and that was the worst version I've ever had of it though. Liliana's also interesting, but like I don't think that card has a home in the cube. I think Gideon's the pick here, even though like I'm kind of loath to do that because like it puts me in white again. I kind of want to be a white-blue still. Let's just see if it's open. It probably isn't. Alright, we got Frost Titan. Random Hideaway Land. Doomblade is kind of cool. Termite's a good card, but I don't want to try to pick up fixing for that. Underground Sea would allow us to go Esper Pie. Frost Titan is interesting. It's just a big dude. I kind of like Miscalc. Because Frost Titan, like to some people, is probably a signal. Nevi's Disc is old. It's just too slow. Cloud Goat's now we want to be. Oh. Do we pick up the Underground Sea? We have a first pick white card, though. Or we cut the blue. I think Underground Sea is the right pick. I mean, Frost Titan's powerful, but we're going to pick up Miscalc. Okay. Spell Queller is interesting, but is infinitely less powerful than Control Magic. Assemble the Legion's also interesting. That's like a good win con for like the style of deck I kind of want to be on, which could be Jeskai or Esper, which is also makes like Temple of Epiphany interesting. Like in order to take a Flame Tongue Kavu, which I also think is a good card in this deck, I think it's better than Assemble the Legion. I just noticed it now though, because it's got the new art on it. To take Flame Tongue, I'd have to have cards like Epiphany. Let's pick up this. I think Temple of Enlightenment is our card here. It's either that or Language, but Language is a lot more speculative, and we already passed some of the Esper lands. Yeah. What do we wheel out of this? Probably Birthing Pod, Yosai, in Hammer, and then Precursor. Probably those cards. Cloudskate is interesting. It's more of a tempo card. Emiria can just kind of like take over things on her own. She's like an in-between card. For signaling purposes, I'm going to take the Riftwing, and hopefully other folks jump out of blue. I think Amiria is probably better in this style of deck. Riftwing's good value, though. I kind of like Blade Splicer here. I also like Sorin. What do we think of Sorin? Trying to get some more fixing. We already passed the Underground Sea. I don't think it's going to come back to us. I think Blade Splicer is more replaceable than a card like Sorin, even though it is speculative. Okie doke. Not again. Stroke of Genius is not a good card. Not a good blue card. It's not good enough. It's not a bad card. But like, there's no high tide, like crazy shenanigans with it. Now I'm kind of lamenting my less adult pick and not taking the Underground Sea, because I think that would have allowed us greater range here in options. Wooded Foothills randomly. Augur, what does it get? One card. Well, goodness gracious, guys. I don't like it. But again, it appears to be open. What's the pick here? I think we got to pick up the Cloud Goat Ranger, much as it pains me. Well, this is the worst. This is a bad 2-drop. Oh, Drana did. Drana and Goblin Bombardment. This is playable. Huh. I don't want this. Well, I think we have accurately identified what is open, which is white again. If you hear disappointment in my voice, it's because I really don't want to draft this deck. This is the right card for us. Hopefully the Anafenza wheels. I think our chances of it wheeling are pretty good. Finks is definitely the best white card in this deck, but I think we're going to take Mirren Crusader. What do we wheel? Mana Tithe? Huh. How greedy are we? Nah, we're not that greedy. I was thinking about taking the Finks and hoping to wheel the Crusader. I think I'll wheel the Anafenza because his dual white requirements are tough to cast. If we don't wheel the Anafenza, we're losing horribly again. I already don't care for this deck. It's not an ideal start to Death and Taxes. But then again, I'm not going to first pick Kytheon, you know? For the deck we're drafting, Parallax Wave is the best. It's a 4, though. Yeah. For the deck that's open for us in our seat. Sometimes you get bad seats, too. I don't know. I don't think this is a bad seat situation, though. I think we did accurately identify what is open, what is available to us. I just don't like it right now. I'm just eating a humble pie on it. We're going to put this in for now because it is like a random bear, which like this style of deck tends to want random bears because it needs to close out games or use cards like Parallax Wave and Armageddon to close out games. I think we passed an Armageddon this draft, unless I'm thinking the last one. Could be losing my memory. No, we did pass an Armageddon. Hopefully the Ravage just doesn't go early. Which is kind of worrisome. Maybe someone hate drafted it out. If they didn't... Well, Thalia goes in this deck. This is going to be a better version of White Weenie, I think. Or of like Death and Taxes White Weenie. We do have some Taxers. We have Thalia. We have the Parallax Wave, which is kind of a taxing card, I guess. Well, we have an Isamaru. Maybe we'll wheel the Kami. Kami be nice to wheel. Secure is not a card for this deck. I think Mentor of the Meek has the highest probability of wheeling. I'm going to take... I don't like Mentor in this style of deck. I could be dead wrong on that, but I think it has a higher probability of wheeling than this card does. I don't know if I'll start Ranger. It depends on how many more 1-drops we get. It is random card advantage. Yeah, this deck's open. I mean... Sorry to draft White Weenie for you guys again. I guess we didn't draft White Weenie. We drafted, like, bad white. Like, white mid-range junk in this last cube. Banisher Linvala. Linvala taxes. Gets Mana Dorks. Already got a bunch of 4s, though. Already got a Fiend Hunter, too, though. What wheels? Probably Linvala. Oh, wait. Can anything wheel in this? No, it can't. I have Swords. I have Fiend Hunter. I have Parallax Wave. We're going to take this. What's a 2-2? 3-4? Okay. Yeah, as expected. Although Mutavault's a good one, too. I don't want to play Soulfire. If we get actual Factual Thalia, cool. That may be in the 3rd pack. I don't like starting Gideon Jura either. Our chances of getting good white Planeswalkers is a lot lower. Planeswalkers are just higher picks, and if someone's in like 2 or 3 color, they'll pick them up. But the ideals would be like we get an Elsbeth or a Gideon. We already have the one Kytheon, which turns into a Gideon, plus this one, which is just big. A Bruna, that's a gimmick card. I think I've told you guys about that one before, though. We'll pull this in for now. I don't like starting Mana Tithe, though. It's randomly good against some decks, but like it's dead a lot against a lot of others. Trying to think, is Mentor in this next pack? Mentor of the Meek. We'd put it in for now. Actually, we're at 17 on pack 2. Although I think we have a lot of suboptimals. We really need to flesh out the 2 spot and the 3 spot and probably cut some 4s. Would I ever play Temple of Silence in this deck? No, it's not the style of deck for it. We'll pick that up. Just we're not really signaling anymore. Our deck, I think, is open. Lightning Helix already passed. It's only like, I think, moderately... It's not even splashable, really. I'll pick the Terminus up. We won't play against these cards, but we could, like... I don't know. I can't imagine the board plan we want to Terminus in. What's the best card against us here? What is the best card? This is... The best card against us is Whirling Outburst. Yeah, we'll pick this up. It's the best card. Oh, Inferno Titan. I find homes for Inferno Titan. Why can't anyone else? Inferno Titan's a beating. Just a beast of a card. Alright, the... Batterskull could be played in this deck. I think the answer we need, though, is this. We need answers for early stuff. Mirror Entity. This is not a Monastery Mentor deck, unfortunately. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No. Flooded Strand is interesting. I think I wheel the Mirror. Pick up the Flooded Strand. We're probably not looking to splash in pack 3, though. But it does thin land count out. If we get more aggressive cards, it's good. Is there a card? No, there's not a card down there. We'll wheel the Mirror Entity, I'm pretty sure. Mirror Entity, well, I guess it's more splashable. I don't want more 5s. I think we take the Rishport here for some disruption. Could be wrong. That card is a beating. It's probably a better 5 in this style of deck with 13 creatures than Gideon is. It combos out well with Cloud Goat. Although Gideon's more resilient. Gideon doesn't die to Wrath. And heck, we may start it because it doesn't die to Wrath. Do we have any Wrath proofing? I can't remember if we saw the Selfless Spirit or not this draft. I know we had it last draft. I think we saw it already, though. I think it actually got picked up over Kytheon. It is a more splashable card than Kytheon in like a Naya-based deck. Or, I don't know, like a Mardu deck. Well, I think Mardu's open, though. Abbott would have been in it. So would Inferno Titan. Maybe not. Maybe it's more aggressive, but like you did have a lot of good fixing for that. Okay, we'll wheel the Leona Relic Hoarder and pick this guy up. He's a beating. Leona Relic Hoarder is more disruptive, but there's not as many good artifacts in this deck. There are some decent enchantments, though. I think we'll wheel Relic Hoarder, though. That's like a very specific card. Like, so is Precinct Captain, though, on the dual white. That's kind of the gambit I took on Anafenza wheeling. We're beyond the point that we can get a good 4-drop Planeswalker, so we may be playing these 4s. The least main deckable, I think, is, yeah. Well, talking of 4s, here's the best one for our deck. I think Linvala goes to board. It's good against decks with, like, Cunning Spark Mage. It's good against... Hero? Yeah. Can we wheel out of this? Boros Reckoner, I think... Red deck wins wants Char more than it wants Boros Reckoner, I think. So they pick up Soldier and hope to wheel. I mean, Soldier, like, wheels every time, though. This is tough, guys. I mean, we're debating over 2 like cards that I think are bad. Like in this pack, like I see Garrick, I see Baleful Strix, I see Into the Royal. I think we need the 1-drops real bad for this deck. Well, can we wheel out of this? 1, 2, 3, 4. We can. And Porcelain Legionnaire has the least. Brimaz is just so much better than Porcelain Legionnaire, though. We're gonna pick it up. This card's fine. It's decent removal. It's really a 3-drop, though. We'll pick up the Savannah. Boros Reckoner? Maybe. 1 time. So I think Mirror Entity actually stays in. We didn't get the Geddon. The Geddons someone else got. I don't know what other deck wants Geddons. Maybe someone just hates them with like a passion. I think Cloud Goat comes out. It's aged, and we don't have like the Honors of the Peer and like the pump effects that make it good. We got this thing back. We have 2 lands. We're at 24. I think we cut Gideon as well. That may be like heresy to some folks. Well, wait. Is Gideon better than Ranger of Eos? Ranger of Eos is a 4-mana 3/2 that does nothing. I mean, it gets me the 1/1s, but like it's too late. I feel like on turn 5 when you're casting a bunch of dumb 1/1s out, like it's too late. It is good. You know, I think we board in the Ranger against control because it is a good post Wrath card to hold down. Whereas I think like Gideon is just like our best 5. We just top it off with Gideon. Get the townsfolk know we don't have pump effects. I mean, we have the inoffensive, but that doesn't work with non-tokens. Is this right? Is Linvala better than Emeria? No. I mean, Emeria dies to Bolt. A Bolt effects. But it puts a lot of value on the board. I think more so. I think we play Linvala against like the green, the mono green style, like the mono green ramp decks that have all the mana dorks, like the Rofalos, the Llanowar Elves of the world. Maybe if we're playing like against red deck wins, we see like Grim Lavamancer, which tends to beat this deck, like Cunning Spark Mage, which I think is a board card, but they may bring in. Other activated effects. Weather Wayfarer is not in the cube, I don't think. Mother of Runes. We didn't get Mother of Runes notably as well. Which that's not that crazy. I mean, that's a splashable card. It's very powerful. Do we have anything we want to splash? We have the Kasali, but we're already decent on playables. We have the Leonin, so why screw up our mana more? Well, wait, we can get the Savannah with the Flooded Strand, though. Yeah, no. Do we want to be on 17 for this deck, or do we want to go to 16? Do we like Mana Tithe? So we put the Savannah in the Stirring. We're never going to activate the Stirring Wild with those. We lose so much value off that. So it comes to play Tapland too. I think this is the deck. Not super excited about it. How much removal do we have? So that's the best removal ever printed, probably. We have this thing. This thing, which is conditional, I believe it's 4 power greater. Yeah. Soulfire Grandmaster seems suboptimal too. We have Parallax Wave, which is removal. Fiend Hunter is removal, like dubious removal. I guess Gideon is removal too, in kind of a way, very slow removal. Do you want Soulfire Grandmaster as a bear? What's better? Casali Pride Mage is a better card. But can we fix for it? Or do we cut Soulfire and have Cloud Goat get in there? I think we do. Cloud Goat is just so much better. I know it's a 5. It's inefficient. It's bad against Wrath deck. Against Wrath deck, we cut it and put in the Ranger. If we ran into Mono Artifacts deck, I guess we could go with the Flooded Strand can fix for green. We have the Stirring Wildwood as well. And we could go with the Casali Pride Mage package and maybe put in one Forest. One Forest, one Savannah, one Stirring Wildwood. Yeah, it'd be good enough for Casali. Or maybe I'd even play the Stirring Wildwood because I think this deck needs to have its lands come into play on tap. We have an Ismaru Kithian. So we have 4 good 1-drops. 1-drop creatures, I mean. We have 1, 2, 3, maybe 4. That's a 3-drop, really. So wait, I forgot about that. That's really a 3-drop. It's not a 2-drop. Maybe we randomly want this thing just to beat. Not the best beater. Can we activate it? No. No, I think we need to leave it in. We don't have the Armageddon to come back from behind with. We need to be fast. We need to win quickly. So the bear is probably more relevant, and we need to cast a lot of bears. So we're at 18 creatures, so I think against point package, our point removal packages will be okay. Some of our creatures are not great. I mean, Anafenza makes anything better. We do randomly have 2 lifelinkers, which is okay. Alright, I think this is the deck. 17. Yeah, we got a Gideon. We got 3 4-drops, so 17 is probably okay. I'd rather the curve be lower, but you can't have it all. I'd rather not be playing Death and Taxes White Weenie right now, but we'll see how it goes. Hopefully it's at least entertaining. This may not just be our day, though. I mean, I think you could pretty definitively tell from where we were sitting, though, that was kind of what we were going to be in. It's just we were trying to take cool cards, and we ended up in this. I'm trying to remember what we first picked. Let's go back up and look. I think I can figure it out. What did we first pick? We first picked a Gideon, which I think was right in that pack. I think we second picked a Control Magic, which was probably rad. It's just a great card. I value cards like that. Well, at least we're on the play. Yeah, we're keeping it. We don't really have a great curve. If we could sauce a 3-drop off the top of the deck, I think we pump. I think we pump this thing on turn 2. Well, I don't know. Depends on what we draw. If we draw, Oh wait, never mind. I'm being silly, guys. I can't pump this thing. This thing is Soldier of the Pantheon. I was thinking this was the Student of Warfare. I can't. That makes my play a lot easier. Ismaru, go. Now, hoping for a 3. We got a lot of 3s in the deck. Alright. Yeah, we gotta hurry. Not a 3. Turn 3 prime time. That is the worst thing. Is it the worst thing we could see? Alright, he's out of lands. Alright, sweet, 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 sweet. Obstinate Baloth. Garrick, cool. Beast, totally down. Do it. Now, if we can get our land, playing this hero into a Gideon is great, I think. Removal will be good, too. We can just kill his Garrick. What? That's weird. We don't sauce removal. I think we have to get the Garrick, though, guys. It just gives him so much mana next turn. We're going to lose our Precinct Captain. He will lose his Garrick. Oh, but wait. That's fine. We could just lose the soldier or the Ismar. I don't want to lose the precinct captain. That's fine. I'm pretty sure he gets the soldier unless he has like Caracas randomly in his deck. That at least works out. I didn't want to lose my precinct captain. I was like thinking Garrick was on 3. I forget Garrick only has what is it, 2 or 3 loyalty to start with. All right, so he's only at 1 more mana than he was the turn prior. But without Garrick, he can't pump up to like, what is that? That's 7 mana. No, 8. So 4. No, 7. 7. So right now he's at 5. Stirring or whispering. What is it? Whispering, whatever it is. This. Why is Raphaelos in this deck? This is like randomly really good here, like Raphaelos is, but I don't think it belongs here. I think we may. We'll see what we do with Gideon next turn. We're gonna force him to attack in though. Gideon may randomly just be good in this deck. He may just be a bomb. Okie doke. So there's a question here. Do we could destroy the Rofelos and take him off mana? And maybe that's the play. Because if we do, it's down to 4. He attacks him with Beast, block here, block favorably here. What does he do on 4 mana that he hasn't been able to do on like 7? Yeah. We're going to destroy this thing. We'll set it up. This is a weird play because like normally you just want to like get in there, kill him. But we put him back 2 turns, and if he randomly mises the forest, you can play like something random like, I don't know, a Hornet Queen. Yeah, there. That would have like ramped him up by 2 more. He probably has a play, and I'm hoping it's not like Whispering Whisperwood Elemental. That would be like the worst. But Gideon kind of does play well with that, or like a Maelstrom Pulse would be bad. Thrytusk is fine. It's a lot of life, but I think. What do you do here? Attack in? You can't. So we don't care. We don't have an Armageddon. We don't have a land tax. Go ahead and attack me, bro. Thragtusk will get through. Beast will die. Finks will die. This may life him, actually. Depends on how big of a drop he has. Rofelos does not make sense in like this weird deck, though. If he kills the Gideon, that's bad, too. Domri's fine. That's just drawing him cards. And I don't really care about that. I need to out-tempo him at this point. Or he's going to fight. That's actually bad. I forgot Domri could fight. That's actually really bad. At least he loses the creature. And we still have favorable blocks here. Everything has to attack Domri. Or, I'm sorry, Gideon. Do we go all in on Gideon? Domri actually was good there. I needed that hero. What I'm considering is, do I block the other beast? No, I think that's wrong. A lot of life gain in this deck. Birds, cool. Well, Domri was randomly excellent there. I don't think Rofelos is good in his deck, though. Looking at his deck, so he doesn't have... He has good fixing, but for what? For, like, mono green cards. And, like, a Domri. He'll probably try to fight next turn one of the beasts on my precinct captain, which is bad for us. Okay. If he has another creature, that's not good for us. Well, I think we have to get rid of this. These guys have been outgrown very rapidly. He'll only kill one, that's fine. The Sphinx is just dead. He should kill the why would he not kill the soul? Alright. I mean, he's not seeing that I can recurse anything, but it is lifelink. He should kill the Soulfire Grandmaster. I mean, I'm not saying... I think Isamaru is actually a better card in the deck we're on, because it's only 1 mana, but in this situation, it's not better. I mean, the lifelinker that's on the board doesn't care about its mana cost anymore. Sometimes you mize. Sometimes you mize. Well, they're both becoming 4/4s. He cannot favorably block this. He could fight next turn, though. Let's see what he does. Alright, we're not going to pump here. If he had an answer, he would have used it there. We're going to save the pump in case he has like damage base removal that like 4 can randomly get around. Plus, we have pump on the mirror now. We can block his silly beast favorably. Although, I don't know if we do. I really don't know if we do. Mirror Entity with like Precinct Captain is actually not bad either. I mean, I'm like trying to talk the card up. It's old. You're attacking it with your birds and your beast. Okie doke. Yeah, you gotta attack. Oh, your birds are attacking the wrong person. You can tap it for mana, but it's too late now, I think. Attacks have to be declared. Do we block here? You know, I think the right play is to not block, because I think Mirror Entity, if he has burn in hand, I want to be able to outgrow the Mirror Entity. So I think the right play is to not block. I mean, if you're going to play bad cards, you might as well try to play optimally. And I don't think... because the Gideon's not going to die, unless he could burn the Gideon off too, but I think the Mirror Entity is more relevant right now. Alright, sweet. Ajani cannot burn. He can burn off our Gideon, but as Ajani dies like next turn, permanently on tap. Yeah, cool. All right, the Mirror Entity play ended up being right. He would have gotten us the Ajani pretty bad there. All right, well, I don't think this deck is good, but do we want Terminus? Not Terminus. I'm sorry. I guess we don't. This is not the one we had the Wrath in, with the random Wrath. And the reason I say it's like green, it can like get a bunch of creatures really fast and like just outclass our creatures, and maybe we Wrath over the top of our creatures. That's like a weird theory, but I mean, I think it actually may be right in some cases. He had Rofalos. Do we want the Linvala package? Is it better than Emeria? I think it may be, because Emeria takes time, and this is not like a land tax deck. It is a 17 land deck, but it like has no ways of like cheating a bunch of lands into play, not like a ramp deck. So I think randomly, like the Linvala may be better here. I don't think that this is not a control matchup, or it's not a aggro v control. So we don't want the Ranger. Cloud Goat kind of goes wide, and it can fly. Do I want another 5 though? Is that where I want to be? What 3 would I take? I think I have to take a 3 out. I think the 3 we would take out would probably be the... well, the Mirror Crusader just like ends games against him, I think, unless he does have burn. I guess Johnny gets it. Is Fiend Hunter bad? No, I kind of want to keep my removal against this deck. Brimaz is fine. I like Parallax Wave kind of in this matchup. He's going to be on the play. Not good. Yeah, I think Linvala's right, though. Doesn't stop Planeswalkers either. It does stop like his Mana Dork. You know, really, I think we would have had a Ralphful stop if he had not had Rofellos. No pun intended. Or very much so, maybe. I don't know. All right, we're going to submit this. Yeah, we'll get behind this. Mana Tithe? Mana Tide is actually not a bad card on the play, or on the draw, rather. Validating the Linvala plan. Well, I kind of like, getting a... Or do we save it? No, I don't think we do, because he'll be on 4. Let's see what his mana looks like. Oh, yeah. That card's pretty good against us. I mean, it's not good against Mirror and Crusader, but it's good against a Quarter Paladin. We will Mana Tide that all day long. Now, if he gets red, we need to worry about the Ajani, because the Ajani tends to get the Mirror and Crusader. I almost like the Thalia turn 3, depending on what he plays, because Thalia will make all of his random mana dorks and creatures just come into play tap, and it's dual lands. So, if he has the Garruk here, if he has the Ajani and blows up our quarter, I'm feeling Ajani here, guys. We probably play the Brimaz next then, don't we? That card's fine. 1/2/2. Cool. This is a little more speculative. A quarter is too good to throw away here, I think. I mean, it's just so good with Brimaz. It's even good with the Double Striker, Mirror Crusader, which gets through all of his stuff. The play I was debating is playing the Mirror over the Thalia. Brimaz is most definitely wrong here. Thalia, the reason I'm playing is in case he makes a bunch of mana and drops a big creature on the board, it comes to play tapped. Plus, it makes any lands he plays, any non-basics, which I think he runs a decent bit of, dead. And his Xenagos cannot make a 2/2 that comes into play untapped to attack. Which means that next turn, we can attack the Xenagos with the Thalia and force him to block with one of these nonsenses. I think Thalia tends to beat Xenagos, but what we run into here is if he has the Ajani, we're just going to lose our Thalia. I don't think he does at this point, though, because he played the Satyr token out. I don't know why he would do that after he played the Satyr token. That's wrong. But I'm glad he did it because that allows us to get the Mirror and Crusader on board a little more protected. I don't have removal. I think Okay. Next turn, we're playing out the... if he has the Ajani, that stinks. Next turn, we're going to play out the Brimaz and crack the clue, more than likely, unless we draw removal for whatever his 6 mana play is, possibly 7 mana. If it's Hornet Queen, probably just lose. Because we're trapped into a position where we have to kill the Zongos. That's should outgrow Mirror and Crusader, I think. So 6 mana play, probably Primeval Titan, just game. That's fine. We'll attack it. It'll try to destroy that. Oh, it will destroy that, actually. I think we do this first. That's why. We're probably not winning this one without Geddon in the deck to stop his mana production. And even Geddon's not good here. All right, the Gideon is used up. He'll make another 2/2 more than likely, or he'll play a creature, a big creature. Big creature, anything's bad. All right, so big creature. We're probably dead here. Feeling like a prime time. You have prime time in the deck? The deck is greedy. Well, this many colors, I think you probably do. No, Ramp Baloth, okay. Play a land? Yeah. Parallax Wave would be our best top deck. Parallax Wave gets us out of this. Parallax Wave is a huge... does he get there? Yeah, I think Parallax Wave gets there against this. We miss on it. Alright, we're dead. Let's concede this one. Parallax Wave or Bust was kind of like the draw there. This deck's a lot worse than getting in it. Alright, what do we think? What do we think? Amiria may have more stock at this point than Limvala. I don't know, though. Like, against Rofalos, I think Gideon. Gideon forces attacks. It's actually good. You know, I almost wish I did have, like, a random Wrath, other than Terminus. Terminus is too bad. That's, like, too much mana. And we're not going to, like, try to randomly luck sack. It's going to happen at the wrong time. Amiria is kind of interesting, though, because, like, it does threaten Planeswalkers, and he obviously has shown us he has a few. What we cut? Mirror Entity? Mirror Entity is like a random pump spell. It makes our Garbo cards better. Let's have Trample and Haste, or Trample and Lifelink. Trample may be relevant. Alright, guys, we're going to run it back. And just hope he doesn't have an explosive draw. Well, plus we're on the play this time, which does favor us a bit, I think. If we have good early aggression. I couldn't put in that hammer. That thing's just so slow. Oh, what happened here? Oh, the game may have broken here, guys. Yeah, it looks like we're having on a Moto timeout. Yep, okay. Let's restart her up. Oh, Moto. It's funny because one of the players we commonly play with in 100 Card Singleton linked a video. I'm not sure if you guys have heard of the Professor. He's I think part of like the Tolarian Academy group, or the I think it's, what is it? I forget. Tolarian University or whatever his channel is called. I don't really watch him regularly. Oh my goodness. And he said Moto was like serving a sirloin steak on a trash can lid. Well, now we've dropped connectivity, probably due to like memory leaks in this program. Well, luckily our deck wins fast, so I guess we're going to wait for... yeah, this isn't going to start. Alright, guys, we're going on a pause. Hopefully we can get this back up and don't like lose time. Alright, guys, we're back. And give it a second. I don't like it. 5-lander. On the play, though. I think we gotta mull this. Gosh. That's terrible. This 5 is at least pretty good. We just need to hit lands. We have early removal. We kind of don't want him to play a Mana Elf turn 1. He's probably going to, though. No, that's fine. Oath of Nissa is 100% fine. We actually even get to see what he gets. He's obviously got a lot of Planeswalkers. Actually, his deck may be similar to the one that we were running a couple days ago that we did very well with. Forest, fine. He may be in a land light hand. Not playing one this turn. Alright, we're going to... We know we have a land. We're going to eschew the damage. Probably going to have to Wrath something, or not Wrath, but Plow something next turn. But if we hit a land... So optimal is he plays nothing here. He just plays a land and passes it. Yes! That's optimal. Because if we miss here, it's not punishing to us. Alright, we miss. But if we miss again... So we're going to play around missing again. If we play around missing again, we're not going to do as much damage this turn, but we'll play the soldier out, leave the swords to plow, or correction, pump the knight once, student once. And if he plays a creature next turn, we'll swords to plowshares. So if he plays like a Johnny, whatever that card is, then we'll probably just lose. But here's the play. We're doing this. We're going to pump our stud. And he'll be a 4-4 next turn. That's 4. It's a fine clock. If we do get landed, so my ideal is he does nothing. Row flows. Nothing. Nice. We're just going to leave up Swords to Plowshares. Randomly enough, Soldier of the Pantheon has protection against a Johnny. We're going to leave up Swords to Plowshares. We're not going to try to pump the Knight up to 7. That's a lot. Even if we hit a land, it doesn't get us there. This is probably a Johnny gaining 3, killing the Anafinza. Bloodbraid, that's cool. Gain a life. What do you get? Hopefully he gets nonsense. Wall Blossoms is nonsense. Oh, the question is... what do we plow here? What do we plow here? Wall Blossoms gains him like 0 life. And can he even block? This is tough, guys. He can't block the Soldier of the Pantheon with Bloodbraid. He can't remove it. He doesn't have to block stud, though. He can go down to 1. Gain 3 off of Johnny. Johnny can't target the Soldier, though. He'll block the Anafinza. All right, here's the play. We're taking the wall out. It's weird. It's very weird. But we're going all tempo here. No land. Ugh. All right, play this silly thing out. Just to pump. Oh, pump this thing. Now actually he has to block the stud. I'm silly. I forgot about that. I forgot that the Anafinza would pump the Solj. He has to block the stud now and go to 2. If he has Wrath, is he not blocking? He's got to. He's got to block the stud. The stud is the block. It has to be blocked. If we went on 2 mana, that'd be pretty hilarious, because we went to 5. Like, I don't know. I don't know. I was very hopeful to think that this deck can do anything but go, like, the best I think this deck can do is, like, a 1 or 2-1 finish. But what we got here? Is it a Wrath? No, but that's dying next turn, which is cool. I haven't seen any Wraths out of him, so he pumped it. He can't do anything but that. Well, mono 1 drops. What do we think our best card is? I think our best card... Does the lifelink matter? No, but Johnny's going to get any of this anyways. Oh, I can pump this thing? It's just protection from a Johnny. Gideon Jura. Alright, do you have an answer to this? If he has an answer, it's just like, maybe we should have played the Isamaru because of that. If he has a Wrath, we lose. More than likely. Do you have Wrath? Do you have Terminus? Terminus is castable here. He obviously didn't miracle it. What could you have? If you have Wrath, you slam it. You could play Hermit Druid? Nope, we got there. Wow. 2 mana. The 2 land keep. Well, actually the 1 land keep with the 1 land on top and never drawing another one. I did not expect to win that last game. 5 on the play is a very, very bad place to be. If you didn't already know that. So, let's go to our next match, guys. This could be a long one. What are we at, like 2 hours? 2 hours and 9 minutes? Yuck. It's awfully long. But I figured we owed you one after, like, scrubbing terrible. I mean, we 1-2. 1-2 finished the first one. Although we kind of knew it. That deck was Garbo. Hot Garbo. This deck is, like I said, I think it's a 2-1 deck. Best. If it draws. I mean, like, I guess if we get really lucky, we could go 3-0 with it, but I think at best it's a 2-1 deck. I think Death and Tax or White Weenie can be like a 3-0 style deck, but I think it needs the Geddons. It needs at least one of the Geddons. That's the card that makes this deck go around. This a keep. A lot of lands, but we don't have a 3-drop. We'll hit the 4-drop. We know we can play all the cards in this hand. We got to keep it. We're on the play. Soldier, a quarter. It's a beating. What do we hope our opponent's on? Something multicolored. Because Soldier of the Pantheon tends to be good against that. Hopefully, like, a control build. Like, blue-white control is the matchup I'm hoping for. Blue-white control. Go. Alright, that's not as good. Well, curve out. Random protection against Electrolyze, or is it Charm? Jeskai? We're going to beat the crap out of him. We're just going to tap his land, I think, here. So, what we are playing into is Electrolyze here. But we'll force him to use it on his upkeep and then resolve, you know, our hero Bladehold, which is just a huge beating. If he follows up with, like, Path to Exile, that's bad. Consideration to white as well. Although, what in 3 white kills us? I think he's dead. His deck is probably far sweeter than ours. Yeah, we got him. Okay. Well, if we could draw him like that, this is kind of the matchup we want, though. Like, we want to just kill him before Wrath. Linvala is not good here. Gideon is very good here, because he won't be expecting that. Gideon is, like, he's in a weird place, because he can play control or, like, mid-range. You know, and we're, like, more of an aggro deck, but we can play a little bit of mid-range with, like, the Ameria, the Gideon. Hero Bladehold is really a curve topper for aggression. Parallax Wave can play both control and aggro. I actually like it better than aggro deck, where you can use it to protect your own creatures, plus remove threats from the board, so you can continue to attack in. No, I think we're there. I think this is what we want. Well, wait. Let's see more of his deck. But Ranger of Eos may be a consideration here, because it draws us into 2 additional cards, which is good against Wrath.deck. I don't know if he's on Wrath.deck, though. Let's run it back, and depending on what we see this game, because he'll be on the play, and he'll be able to get a 4-mana spell down a lot easier, Ranger of Eos may make it in there. So I think it is very good against control if you can resolve. Well, so, like, well, crap. He already submitted. I was going to say, I just rethought of it. Well, luckily we draw like a beast, though. This is a very aggro draw. I just noticed this opponent's name is Maybe. It's pretty cool. We're just going to beat the life out of him then if he doesn't even make a land drop. So we just got a Time Walk turn. I hope we didn't get that for free. Okay. Beat it. Chess guy. I was kind of hoping that would be, does he have Wrath? Cool. Well, if he does, we're playing into it. We're just going to force him to Wrath this. Because honestly, like, Priest Captain's not a bad follow-up. If he doesn't have Wrath here, though, he's dead. Like, I don't think he can win. Actually, this may be exactly lethal. 3, 3, plus 4. That's 14 damage. Oh, wait. 3, 3, 6, 10. Okay. Hero Bladehold is just one of those cards, just a monster. I won't commit more to the board after this if he doesn't kill it. If he kills it, we're You know, not in the best spots, but we can get any creature play he gets with Fiend Hunter. But I don't even think I'll Fiend Hunter like a lesser threat. If it's like a Jace, no, okay. He may be like into the roiling this. Condemn. Condemn. Alright, because we have the Ged and we're playing the land out, we're done putting threats on the board though. Okay. Take the islands of the red mana. Oh wait, I don't have Thallium play anymore. That was wrong. Never mind. Maybe he has like Mizium Mortars? Game's ended. Yep! Alright! Alright guys. Sorry I'm getting a little excited. That's just I don't know. I didn't expect to. Well, I guess I said we could go 2-1 with this. Now, let's face our last round opponent. And, well, if we can draw like animals like we've been doing, maybe we can win. I'm hoping for like a V control matchup. I hope this is like a control player. This is a keep. Easily. Keep. We wish we were on the play. It's alright though. Mountain. Cool. Ours is a human. That's fine, dude. Go aggro. What do I want him to burn off here? This. We have a 1-drop, 2-drop turn next turn. And then into hero. Cool. Gum the board up. Because hero is our play here. He can kill all this crap. And I hope he does. You can attack him with your 1-1. Do you have a Hell Rider? I will block it. Every time. Cool. Get in there. Hordling Outburst would be bad here. It's fine. Don't play a Koth on me, bro. So we win next turn. If he can't... So I'm going to leave the Mana Tithe up here, obviously. Oh, yeah. That feels so good. Do you have Fire Blast? Cool. I don't care, dude. You're dead. Yes! Yes! Actually, this is a matchup I feel like we can win. The Swords of Plowshares was actually really clutch there. Boros Reckoner is kind of a breaker of mirrors. Gideon's actually very good in this matchup, too. The big Gideon. Got 18 creatures. You know, of all the Death and or all the white decks we've run, all the White Weenie decks, it actually has the most creatures. And I think the highest, second highest, was like 16, which I like. I think higher critter counts are better in these sort of decks, more so than pump effects. You know, like the deck that plays like Honor of the Pure, you know, or Crusade effects plus like Spectral Procession. Is Linvala interesting? No, well, I think a Mirror Angel is better. Yeah, it gets removed to bolts. That's costing or requires him of a card. I kind of like Mana Tithe too. You can just randomly get them. We're gonna be on the draw. Luxodon Warhammer is like interesting, but it's so slow. And he has Fiery Confluence main. No, I can't do that. 6 mana versus 4. It's gonna blow that thing up before I attach it. I mean, I guess it's turn 6 play. This hand is bad. I think we have to mold this. Even though it's got a lifelinker, but it's going to get burned off. The Gideon's too slow on its own. Like, it needs other stuff to interact early. Okay, we're going to keep it speculative, though. It may miss. Bottom that. Well, hopefully we go turn 2. What the heck is he on? Cool. So is he actually like red-green? Cool. Land. This took a little bit of consideration, guys. I don't know if I like it or not. We gotta take those 2. Or do we leave back? We leave back just in case. Oh. Plains is the best draw off the top. He can't activate Raging Ravine this turn. That's why I attacked him with Soldier. He may burn off. I'm not going to block. Go and get your 2 in. That's a pretty good one right there. Hellrider would be kind of bad. Not tragic, though. After this, I'm pretty sure I Rishport him down. If he plays a good... You can't attack into that, man. This may force a concession. Go ahead. You're going to attack into this. I will attack in with the Boros Reckoner. He has like a Sarkin or something crazy in his hand. He can block with a Gabo. It's not good, though. Okay, Mirror Entity dies. Cool. What do you do? Bottom? Who cares? We have Rishport, plus we'll get rid of whatever play he has this turn on 4 mana. Probably a Hellrider would be my guess. Okay, Bloodbraid's very good. Stromkirk is not. Bloodbraid actually has to attack in. That's funny. We'll pour down his Raging Ravine. I think we're there, guys. I think we made it. I don't see how he gets out of this. Fire. Yeah! Alright, guys. Well, as much crap as I talked on this deck, it managed to go 3-0. So, I think we're going to call it on that. It's about 9 o'clock on my end. We had a 1-2 and a 3-0 finish. So, pretty cool games. But that first deck was garbo, just straight garbo. I don't know. I don't know on it. But a couple good days in cubing. So I mean, that last one was a shining example of what not to get into, or not what to draft. Like, we should have, like I said, gone into green on the first draft. Once we saw the, I think, third or fourth pick, Fintorn Elves. And then Eldritch Evolution was in there as well, which I think is a good card. I think it's strong. I don't know if Natural Order still is or not. I know the Progenitus has come out. It's just getting old, and there's probably just better large green creatures. But we did manage to redeem Death and Taxes. That is the... Well, I wouldn't even call it Death and Taxes. It didn't have Tax. It didn't have Armageddon. It didn't have Thalias. It didn't really have any tax effects. It was White Weenie. So we redeem White Weenie, at least, and go 3-0 with the deck. And actually, we had a good couple days. So our last... We played 2 today. We played 3 yesterday. And actually, we have 4 3-0 finishes now. With one little guy. Don't worry about that little guy, right? Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this. And I'll also give a shameless self-promotion for 100 Card Singleton. If that's a format that interests you, so if you enjoy Cube, so I don't know if you enjoy these Cube videos or not, but if you do enjoy them, Cube tends to play on a lot like 100 Card Singleton. 100 Card Singleton is a non-MTGO supported format that is essentially Commander without the Commander. It forces you to play better cards than you generally play in Commander, because a lot of cards are warped around Commander, but they're not good in and of themselves. It's also a 20 life format, but it's a player-supported format. It's a player-run event that is played competitively every Saturday at 15:30 or 3:30 Eastern Standard Time, 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and it's called the Chainsaw Massacre. And there's generally about 10 to 12, sometimes maximum 15 players. If you are interested in playing a format that, like I said, is very much like playing Cube, the games are a lot more. I think not explosive. They're a lot more interesting. There's a lot more decisions in them, and the decks are awesome to build. Watch some of my content if you're curious on some of the decks that I've run or some of the decks I've built. I haven't run all of them yet. But you go to gatherling.com. I say again, gatherling.com, and look up the Chainsaw Massacre. There's a link there that goes to MTG Salvation with a blog that kind of details some of the players' musings about the game itself, about the rules of the game, ban list, unban list. And if you sign up for gatherling.com, you can register for the event, which I already gave you the time for. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed the Cube video. So we're going to go ahead and cut it at this point, and have a great night.